Well, we're now into February and I'm still not ready to show you any league action. The Cup dream continues today. It's a semi-final against Sporting. We've already played the first leg. Everything to play for in this second leg. Let's go and see if we can make our first ever Portuguese FA Cup final. Yes, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dodgy Gamer here, bringing you another episode of Breaking the Big Three with Santa Clara, a team from the Azores Islands of Portugal. Our mission is to break the domestic Big Three. Sporting, our opponents today, are one of those Big Three, of course, Porto and Benfica being the other two. We do have some Big Three breaking news to catch up with in our fixture roundup. There's only been a handful of games since the last episode, which of course was our quarter-final win over Rio Ave. It's semi-final time. So much to play for. Really exciting. But let's catch up on those results first. So, like we said, that Thiago Santana hat-trick brought us to this semi-final point. We then, had two games back-to-back in the league. First time in a long time, and we won both of them 1-0. Farense, away, Thiago Santana got us the goal. Andres Amaya, you may remember, was one of our brand new signings, 21-year-old Colombian player. Brought him on for the final 10 minutes. He got himself sent off almost straight away, so that was the only downer on the day. Then we took on Porto at home, and we managed to pull a victory out of the bag. I was worried that, we're still down at the bottom of the table because of how many games we've missed and have delayed and postponed because of our cup run, because of a European run, because of a World Cup that none of my squad played in. But anyway, we managed to pull off the win. I thought Porto are going to beat us. We're going to stay down in the bottom. Carlos Jr. decided Porto was a big game. He played his heart out. He scored the goal. Now, Sporting, we played the away leg. I thought we'll get that leg out of the way. We'll see what happens and if, is it going to be worth coming back for the second leg? So it is, obviously. We're here. It was a 0-0. They were the better team, but we played a tight defence. We managed to frustrate them and everything to play for then in this second leg. We then had a tough league match, Nacional from the Madeira Islands, so the Islands Derby. They were first at the time we played them. They're right up there at the top of the league. So a 0-0 draw, decent result. We rested a couple of people with this semi-final in mind, so happy with that. Also, that means since that game against Porto in the Allianz Cup semi, we've now had 5 games without conceding. Granted, we've only scored 5 in that time. We haven't scored in either of our last 2, but the defence has really sorted itself out. So just show you the league table before we get into this cup game. You see, teams are playing in the league as we speak. We've finally got into double figures in terms of matches played, so we've now played 11 games. We've got 3 wins on the board, including that win over Porto, 4 draws, so 13 points at the moment. It means we're still kind of hovering around that drop zone, but as you can see, everyone else in the league has played so much more than us. Braga and Porto are on 13 games, Benfica and Sporting on 14. But then look at the rest of the league. I mean, there are teams that have already played 19 games, and they're playing matches this weekend. This midweek when we're not because of the Cup. So by the time we next play a league match, there's going to be some teams who are on 20, maybe 21 games, depending on how the TV matches fall. So, we've got games in hand on everybody. We've got to start winning them, though. We've got to get through this difficult fixture period, but I'm confident that we are going to start rising up the table. So on to the match. Now, I didn't mention this in the previous episode, but quite an interesting story here. Now, Farense, they're a relegation-threatened team in Liga NOS. They knocked Porto out in the previous round. As you can see, though, they have a 2-0 advantage from the first leg against this team, Estrela da Amadora SAD. Nothing here about their league. That's because they are from one of the regional leagues in Portugal. They're from the Lisbon division. So they're not actually a playable team. So they're from outside the top 4 tiers. They must be 5th tier, I'm guessing. but they've had a run all the way to the semi-finals of the Cup. So you see here, they entered in the very first round. They went on a run. They just got luck of the draw. They didn't draw any top-flight teams. Even in the quarter-final round, it was Vitória de Setúbal that they got. So always playing teams from the third or fourth tier and a couple of teams from the second tier. And they made it to the semi-finals, so well done to them. Maybe they can pull off a huge shock and we could play them in the final. I would love that. But we've got to get there ourselves first, of course. So let's have a look at the team I've selected for today. So we're going with our 4-2-3-1. Balanced formation. Ferreira, who, of course, is the senior first-choice keeper and not the youngster. Silva. Gustavo is playing here because Villanueva, unfortunately, has picked up a knock and is unavailable. Juanola and Mansur in the full-back positions. Rashid back from the Asian Nations Cup, so he comes into midfield, partnering Tube. Daniel is going to play in front of them. We've got Gure, Carlos Jr. and Thiago Santana. We are struggling a little bit with injuries. Afonso, who's normally one of our centre-backs, he's out for a couple of weeks. Bella is out for up to 6 weeks at the moment. Gould is out. He was suspended, then he got the flu, then he pulled an abdominal muscle upon his return from the flu. He must have sneezed or something. And Glauber is also injured. He's out for 3 or 4 weeks. The youngster, Campley, one of our other youngsters, he's also out injured. So, we haven't really even got into the thick of our fixture pile-up yet. And we're already getting the injuries. I just realised it was a good thing I scrolled down on this because Villanueva was injured, but he seems to have recovered. So I'm just going to quickly add him into the team. Into the dressing room we go. We're playing them back-to-back because we've got them in the league in a few days' time. Give the fans something to cheer. Leave your mark. Yeah, let's give the fans something to cheer. Tell everyone we've got faith in them. Let's see if we can make it into the Portuguese Cup final. We've satisfied the board requirements. The board wanted quarter-final, so we've surpassed that. So that's good. And we will see if we can just, go even better. And I think, based on the fact it's either going to be Farense, who are fighting against relegation, or a non-league team in the final, I think whoever wins this tie between ourselves and Sporting Lisbon would have to be considered favourites to lift the cup. Okay, a throw in to us, an early highlight, 15 minutes in. Let's see if we can get something from this. Gure now. Let's see what he can do. Tube, Carlos Jr. Carlos Jr., of course, playing in a big match. We know that's important. Juanola, get the cross in. To Carlos Jr., the header clips the top of the bar. Oh, that was close. Good opportunity for us. Good to kind of scare the Lisbon boys early on. And it seems we scared them into silence. Nothing much happening in that half. XG says that we had a couple of good chances at some point. We didn't see them. They had a couple of good chances near the end of the half. We didn't see those either. We were spread out a bit. That's interesting. We're normally a bit more bunched together, so obviously Sporting is sitting deep. I think they're looking to hit us on the break because, of course, they will have that firepower up front that we perhaps don't. I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with the performance because we didn't really do anything. Santana, let's have a word with him as well. There's a lot more to come from you. There we go. We've motivated him. Let's get out there for this second half. If we can get an early goal, that would just set us on our way nicely. Okay, we're going to put in a demand more shout just as we get this highlight. So much as we did in the first half, it starts with a Juanola throw-in. Let's see if we can build something here. Nicely played to Jorge Silva. We've switched it over to the other side. Santana! Oh, lovely goal. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Carlos Jr. played the ball over the top. I was just thinking, I was saying to myself, you've got the overlapping run on the outside there, but he had something else in mind. He'd spotted Santana between the two defenders. He doesn't miss those. We're on our way. Let's see if we can hold on to this 1-0 lead now. Right, no further action. 20 minutes to go. Carlos Daniel still not back up to match fitness quite after that long period out injured, so we're going to take him off. We'll bring on Pedrinho in his place. Pedrinho can play in that advanced attacking midfield role. I mean, it's not his natural position, but he'll do the job for us. I think we've also got to look at Osama Rashid after all those adventures out in China for Iraq in the Asian Cup. He's pretty tired, although we don't actually have anyone to bring on. Okay, we'll put Pedrinho into more of a natural central midfield role. We'll put Patrick on then for Rashid in that advanced playmaker role. Let's give them the team talk then. Make a difference, boys. Get on the pitch. 20 minutes to go. A corner for Sporting. Don't let them equalise here. It's headed over. Good, good. We're happy to let Sporting have those kind of chances. 15 minutes to go now. We are just, a small step away from a cup final appearance. No, another corner for Sporting. What? Was there a push? Oh no, the ref's gone over to review VAR. This won't be good, because if they get a penalty, then they're going to get an away goal, of course. With only a few minutes left, we've got 7.5 minutes left of normal time. Penalty awarded. Now, Ferreira saved one in the previous round against Rio Ave. Can he do the same here against Jolson? No, they've scored. That's not what we wanted to see. Right, so let's up the tempo. I'll let them be a bit more expressive. We'll go for shoot on sight as well. We'll pass that ball into space. Just anything we can to get forward. We're going to distribute quickly. Do have one substitution left, so we can bring on Niall Ennis, but then who comes off? I guess we'll have to take off Tube Atkin, and then we're going to have to reposition everybody a little bit. Right, we'll go attacking as well. We'll give that team talk. Pump our fists. We've got faith in you. Ennis, don't look anxious. Come on, you can sneak a magical goal for us here. We're also going to do a shout. Tell the team to fire up. Oh, come on. Can we pull out a late winner here, or is it going to be heartbreak? 3 minutes of stoppage time. We've had no highlights. I hate it when this happens. Damn it. We gave away a stupid penalty, and Sporting go through. We're not beaten, but we go out. Just hope we can beat the bastards in the league now. So there we go, away goals. Away goals, a cruel way to be eliminated, especially as it was a penalty as well. We get a paltry £16,000 for playing in the semi-final. We got like £180,000 from the Allianz Cup. Oh well, never mind. It's just down to the league now then. We're out of the Europa Conference. We're out of the Portuguese Cup and the Allianz Cup. Both of those, though, in the semi-final stage, so board's got to be happy with that. They were a little disappointed with Europa Conference League. That should make up for it. Now we've got to focus on the league. They want us to qualify for the Europa Conference League, so we need to get up to 6th. So if we have a look, I mean, at the moment we're 10 places off, but Boavista are in 6th at the moment, and we've got 9 games in hand on them. So that's 27 points potentially. I imagine we could pick up enough to catch them. So we'll leave this episode there. I'm going to blast through a load of these matches. I mean, we'll just have a quick look at the fixtures. We've got this weird run coming up where we just play loads of teams back to back. So let's get through just as many matches as we can. Maybe we can come back for one of the big games. We've still got to play Benfica twice. We've still got Braga to play as well twice. So we've still got some tough games to come. But we'll just come in whenever there's something of interest about to happen. But I'll try and get through to later in the season. Hopefully we'll go on a run. We'll rise up the table. And then we can bring you back for a game where we're challenging for European football. But thank you very much for watching. Please go and hit that like button if you've enjoyed today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm Dodgy Gamer, and I'll see you again soon.